Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. I
We
hope
will
you're doing well today. What's on your mind?
discuss with Chat GPT that how to build a strong personal brand. We will ask questions, uh, Chat GPT, and ask to give answers.
That sounds
Hello, Chat
great.
GPT.
Hey there, I'm ready whenever you are. Just let me know what kind of questions you have in mind or what aspect of personal branding you'd like to dive
Good.
into.
So,
Perfect.
first first question is that what you mean by a personal brand and why it is important in today's digital world.
That's a great starting point. So, a personal brand is essentially the way you present yourself, your values, skills, and personality to the world, kind of like your reputation, but packaged. In today's digital world, it's super important because people interact with you online first, whether it's potential employers, clients, or collaborators. So, a strong personal brand can help you stand out, build trust, and open up new opportunities.
Okay. Uh, how is personal branding different from professional reputation?
Good question. So, professional reputation tends to be more about your actual track record, achievements, and how others perceive your work results, often shaped by your job performance and references. Personal branding, on the other hand, is more intentional. It's how you consciously craft your image, share your story, and position yourself in the public eye, whether or not it's tied to a specific job. So, they overlap, but they're not exactly the same.
Okay. And why should professionals, including doctors, focus on building an online presence?
Yeah, that's really important, especially for professionals like doctors. Building an online presence helps you connect with a wider audience, patients, peers, and even potential collaborators. It builds trust as people can see your expertise, your values, and even get a sense of your personality. Plus, it can make you more accessible to people seeking care or advice, which is a huge advantage in today's world.
Okay. And what are the key elements of a strong personal brand?
Oh, great follow up. So, key elements include a clear and authentic story, basically who you are and what you stand for, consistency in how you show up across platforms, so your messaging, visuals, and tone match. Then you need to provide value, whether that's through insights, education, or just showing a bit of who you are. And of course, engagement, actively interacting with your audience to build relationships.
Good. Can personal branding impact career growth and opportunities?
Absolutely. A strong personal brand can really open doors, whether it's new job offers, speaking engagements, collaborations, or even leadership roles. When people recognize you for your expertise and unique perspective, they're more likely to think of you when opportunities arise. So it's a real career booster.
Okay. How do you identify your unique value or niche?
Yeah, that's a key step. To identify your niche, you can start by reflecting on what you're truly passionate about, what unique skills or perspectives you bring, and who you want to serve. Then you can validate it, see if there's an audience that resonates with that focus, and test it out by sharing content or engaging with that community. Once you see what sticks, you can refine it even further.
Yeah, that is the basic thing that we should first
Ex-
identify our interest and
right,
then we can work on that. Good. And
exactly.
what questions should someone ask themselves before building a personal brand?
That's a great one. So, some key questions would be: what are my core values? What do I want to be known for? Who is my target audience? What problems or needs do I solve for them? What makes me different from others in my field? And how do I want people to feel when they interact with me or see my content? Once you get clarity on those, it really guides your brand direction.
Right. How important is authenticity in personal branding?
Oh, it's crucial. Authenticity is what builds trust and connection. People can sense when you're being genuine, and it helps you stand out in a crowded digital space. If you stay true to who you are and share from a real place, people will resonate with that, and it creates deeper, long lasting relationships.
Right. How can someone define their target audience?
Yeah, so defining your target audience really starts with getting specific about who you want to reach. Ask yourself, what demographics do they have? Age, location, profession? What are their goals, challenges, and interests? Once you have a clear picture, you can tailor your content and communication to speak directly to them, which makes your brand way more effective.
Right. What are the biggest mistakes people make when starting their personal brand?
Yeah. So some big mistakes include being too generic, so not really standing out, being inconsistent, so maybe switching tones or messages, or just not engaging with their audience. Another big one is being too focused on themselves without offering real value. So staying focused, authentic, and consistent helps you avoid those pitfalls.
Right. So it is necessary to become consistent
Yeah,
and regular.
exactly. Consistency builds trust and recognition. When people see your name, your style, and your message regularly, it reinforces your brand in their minds. So even if you start small, staying consistent is key to long term success.
Right. And which platforms are best for building a personal brand?
It really depends on your goals and audience, but some of the big ones are LinkedIn, especially for professional branding, Instagram for a visual or lifestyle focus, Twitter for thought leadership, and even YouTube or a personal blog if you want to create long form content. Pick the ones where your audience spends time and where you will feel most comfortable expressing yourself.
Okay, fine. How should someone choose the right platform for their field?
Yeah, great question. So start by thinking about where your audience already hangs out. If you're in a professional field like business or healthcare, LinkedIn might be best. If you're in a creative field, Instagram or TikTok might be better. Also consider your strengths. If you enjoy video, YouTube or short form reels might be a fit. Test a few, see where you get the most engagement and double down on that platform.
Okay, right. So for the professionals, you told that LinkedIn.
Exactly. Yeah. LinkedIn is often a gold mine for professionals. It's where people look for thought leadership, industry insights, and career opportunities. Plus, it's easier to showcase credentials, share articles, and connect with other experts in your field. So, for a professional brand, it's definitely a top platform.
Okay, and what type of content works best for building trust and authority?
Yeah, so content that works really well for trust and authority includes things like case studies, personal success stories, educational posts, and even thoughtful analysis of trends in your field. And of course, being transparent, sharing your expertise, but also being real about what you don't know. That combination builds real credibility over time.
Fine. Okay. Good. So includes personal experiences, uh,
Exactly.
education, uh, types and things. Okay. How often should we post content online?
Yeah, that's a balancing act. Consistency is key, but you don't have to overdo it. For most professionals, a few times a week, say 2 to 3 posts, is a sweet spot. That keeps you top of mind without overwhelming yourself or your audience. And make sure the quality always trumps the quantity.
Okay. And what is the role of storytelling in
Oh,
personal branding?
yeah, storytelling is really powerful. It makes your brand memorable because it turns facts and expertise into a narrative. When you share personal stories like challenges you faced or breakthroughs, it humanizes you. It helps people relate and it makes your expertise stick. So it's a really essential part of a strong personal brand.
Yeah, this is a very
Yeah,
interesting and very important part of the branding.
absolutely. And once you weave those stories in, they really help people connect on a deeper level, making your brand not just professional, but also relatable and human.
Yes. How can someone grow their audience organically?
Yeah, great question. So, growing your audience organically is all about consistency and value. Share content that really resonates, engage genuinely with your audience by commenting, responding, and starting conversations, and use hashtags or join communities in your niche. Over time, that steady engagement and value will naturally grow your following.
Right. What are effective ways to engage with followers?
Yeah, so effective engagement really comes down to being responsive and conversational. Ask questions, run polls, respond to comments quickly, and share user generated content. Also, tell them you appreciate them. Give shout outs, celebrate milestones, and keep that conversation flowing.
Right. So it is necessary to follow and answer the queries uh, asked by the followers.
Yeah, exactly. Responding to their questions shows you value them and that you're invested in their perspectives. It builds trust, keeps them coming back, and it makes your brand feel more approachable and human.
Okay. And how important is consistency in content creation?
Oh, it's really important. Consistency keeps you visible in people's feeds and it sets expectations for your audience. If you post regularly and reliably, people know when to come back. Plus, it reinforces your messages and keeps your brand top of mind.
Okay. Should we focus more on quality or
Absolutely.
quantity of the content?
Yeah, exactly. Quality always wins out in the long run. It's better to post less frequently, but with high value, well crafted content than to just flood the feed with mediocre posts. That keeps your audience engaged and coming back for more.
Okay. And how can collaboration help in building a personal brand?
Oh, collaboration is a huge accelerator. When you partner with others in your field, you tap into their audiences, which broadens your reach. Plus, it adds credibility. If someone you respect endorses you or shares your insights, it boosts your authority. And it also exposes you to fresh perspectives and ideas, which is a win win.
Okay. And how can professionals establish credibility online?
Yeah, so establishing credibility online is all about consistently sharing expertise, whether that's through well researched articles, case studies, or even speaking at events. Engaging with others in your field, staying up to date, and sharing practical advice also helps. And of course, testimonials or endorsements from others in your industry add a huge boost to that credibility.
Okay. And what role do testimonials and reviews play in personal branding?
Oh, they're really powerful. Testimonials and reviews serve as social proof. They show that others trust you and have had positive experiences, which reassures new people considering you. When they see real success stories or satisfied clients, it just builds that trust factor and makes your brand feel reliable and authentic.
Okay. How do we handle negative comments or criticism online?
Yeah, that's really important. The best approach is to stay calm and professional. Acknowledge the feedback, thank them for their perspective, and address the concern if possible. If it's just a troll, sometimes best to not engage. But if it's constructive, handle it with care because how you respond can actually strengthen your credibility.
Right. Can sharing personal stories improve trust with the audience?
Yeah, exactly. When you share personal stories, people see the human side of you. They relate to your experiences, and it makes you feel more approachable and authentic, which in turn builds that trust and connection.
Right. How do you how do we should balance professionalism and personal life online?
Yeah, that's a delicate balance. You want to be open enough to be relatable, but you also set boundaries. Share personal stories that are relevant to your brand or values, but avoid oversharing private details. And stay intentional. Ask yourself if each post serves a professional purpose so you stay authentic but also respected.
Right. How can AI tools help in building and managing a personal brand?
Yeah, absolutely. AI tools can really streamline things. For example, they can help you analyze what content performs best, automate scheduling, personalize your messaging, and even generate ideas for posts. So they give you more time to focus on the creative and strategic side of your brand.
Right. And what are some monetization strategies for a strong personal brand?
Yeah, great question. So once you've built that personal brand, you can monetize through things like consulting services, online courses, speaking engagements, sponsored content, or even a membership community. Basically, once you have that trust and visibility, you can offer premium products or services aligned with your expertise.
Right. How do you measure the success of your personal brand efforts?
Yeah, so measuring success involves a few things. You can look at engagement metrics, likes, comments, shares on your content, track follower growth, website traffic if you have one, and even direct inquiries on new opportunities that come your way. And don't forget softer signals, like if people start mentioning you by name or refer to you as a go to expert in your field.
Okay. How long does it usually take to build a strong personal brand?
Yeah, it's definitely a long term game. Typically, it can take several months or even years to really establish yourself. It depends on consistency, how much time you put in, and how well you engage. But if you stay steady and intentional, the impact really compounds over time.
Right. What is one powerful tip you would give to someone starting today?
I'd say start with clarity. Know exactly who you are, what you stand for, and who you want to serve. Once you have that clear foundation, every piece of content, every interaction, and every step you take will align with that purpose, which makes everything else fall into place.
Okay. As so, uh, at the end of our discussion, you can give the final advice while developing a personal brand.
Of course. So, as a final piece of advice, I'd say be patient and stay authentic. Personal branding is a marathon, not a sprint. Keep showing up, keep offering value, and stay true to who you are. Over time, those small, consistent actions will build a brand that really resonates and lasts.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. I'm really glad I could help. If you ever need to dig deeper or have more questions, just let me know.
Thank you very much. Bye.